A halo around the sun and a rainbow up in the sky. Right in the middle, there's a chemtrail. How about that? It's what I've seen all day long.
Well, guys, it turned into a kind of a different situation for me. I didn't expect to see this, so I wanted to get it up right away. Basically, we have Cumberland Head Observatory in Plattsburgh, New York, at this current moment. Really, uh, it is showing the same three dots that we saw in Core 2 and Core 1 that Wayne and I were talking about earlier in the day. I want you to, if you can, go to 486 allskycam.com or go to the Cumberland Head Observatory, Plattsburgh, New York, allskycam, and you too can see the three dots. And it's very interesting and I think important to get out to you guys right away so that you can check it out yourself. So watch the rest of the video and then go check it out. Or go check it out and watch the rest of the video. Hi everybody, it's Steve Olson. It is July 14th, 2016, and I thought this would be a good place to start today is to talk about a couple of firsts for me today. This is the first time I've seen Fox News report on anything that, that normally gets covered by the conspiracy world about objects that disappear and appear from the ISS feed. And as you can see on this Fox News report, they go balls out and they actually show the same video that has been seen on a lot of YouTube channels. I think it's a planet. Others think it's a spacecraft. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think it's something that is weird in the sense that the mainstream media is starting to pick up on it. So I think that's interesting, something to take note of. Okay, remember this from yesterday? We were, I think BP Earthwatch was the first one to pick up the video that was sent to him by one of his subscribers. The same guy sent it to me, to a bunch of other, he sent it to all of us. So anyway, we were all taking our own different looks, and my theory on this, as you know, is that this is an orb that's being lit up in slices. So think of like a, oh gosh, what does slices of something? Like an MRI. So when they do an MRI you at the hospital, you get like, they take one slice basically of magnetic imagery through your body, and it just takes a little slice at a time, and then they build those slices back up. You see a hole. If you were to look at this really closely, this is actually the shape of an orb, and it's got a big hole in it. I'm not going to speculate anymore. That's a planet. It's a planet that we've captured before. This is a photograph that was given to me by a subscriber from last May. So it's been moving in closer from this direction, which is quite interesting. Now I just got to figure out where positionally we're sitting here so we can start doing some calculations. But point being is that this thing has been out there before and it illuminated the same exact way in little slices. And so it's nothing new. This is something that we photographed before. It looks like other observers have seen it, but again, that's what we're saying this this whole thing was. Now, here's a fun FAA approach. This is two separate cameras. The first one is in Chinook Lake Northwest, and the second one is in Yukon River Bridge, and these are both in Alaska, those FAA cams. And you can see very faintly in here, both of them illuminate an orb. Again, I would doubt that both would have an identical lens flare. I doubt that both of them would look so similar. This kind of corroboration kind of debunks all of the all the kind of criticism that we've gotten over these photos in the FAA. We are catching objects with those FAA cams, you guys, and that right there is a red planet orb out there, and we're seeing it on the cam by looking northwest from these two cameras. Pretty cool, huh? Now check this out. This is from the ISS yesterday. It's just weird. The first thing you notice is that it's red. And then they move the camera. And then they'll adjust it here and again in a second. Right now it looks like it's looking out into space and it's seeing a couple different objects. Crank up the brightness a little bit. Now this is a reflection over here. And notice how everything stays red. That is a reflection in a panel on the side, on the right there. I know it's a panel because I've seen it before. What's making a big red reflection in the ISS panel as it's going through the night? As it's going through the dark side of the Earth? Isn't that interesting? Very interesting. and then I'm just going to leave it go until it comes back light. I'm going to show you 3 compelling captures from the FAA webcams in Alaska, again showing the orb. And again, this one, it clearly shows the sun passing in front of an orb. It's not a lens flare, otherwise you'd see it on the lens, obviously. And then this is something else I noticed too, is the refraction that it's making looks a lot like that refraction we saw down at Newmeyer a couple weeks ago. Remember that, guys? Doesn't that look like that Newmeyer refraction that we saw? Pretty cool, huh? Now here's the second one. Again, this is the north slope, has been just incredible the last couple of days. Just strange as heck, right? And this third one is just showing some stuff from the ISS. And what they're looking at here is they think that this might be a spacecraft flying around down there. And so I took a look at it. I don't know if it is or not, but it is an interesting theory. Okay, so more compelling footage from the FAA cams on the north slope. This time the object has moved. Look in this little section of the upper right-hand corner here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That would appear that that object is behind the sun, and as we take a closer look at it, it's got a shape to it, it's got texture to it in the back. Just appears to be an object behind the sun there, doesn't it? Oh, this is just great footage. Look at how the sun actually reflects off of the object here in this little light beam right here. That is crazy. Okay, I'm going to finish up by giving 2 testimonies. First one is from actually a person that is experienced, much more experienced in actual analog radio than I am. And they wanted to make sure that I understood exactly what's happening. So this is about this really big return we got from the Meteor instrument earlier in the week. We've been talking about it a lot. He says, first of all, it's from Robert, along the red line is the center resonant frequency. Notice it is shifted slightly left to 55.24. This shift is in the return reflected frequency, normal. Sporadic E, what everybody thinks it is, would be in the red line with the width corresponding to the reflected signal strength indicative of size, if object, or density, if atmospheric. I do not see periodic breaks in the red line at the resonant frequency, which indicates an object rather than an atmospheric continuous line. The real kicker is in the upper and lower, right and left bandwidths. Upper and lower bandwidths, normally only useful to 10 bands and up to 10 bands down, lose energy from center band at a logarithmic decline. Power loss major in just 3 bands up and down. To see yellow return in these sidebands indicates a very solid object to even reflect enough power area-wise to even show up in these sidebands. The blue color in these sidebands is probably dust or gaseous. Hopefully this helps. So guys, what I'm going to kind of come out and say is we've ruled out sporadic E for this big return. It could still be the Chinese space station. It could be an object in near space, or it could be it no longer can be a gas. It is a solid object. So it's one of those 2 things. So I want to roll it up on that tonight, guys, and let you know that we think about you guys all the time. We love you. We want to bring you the best information on this event so you can make good decisions for you and your family. And the last thing I want to say to you, most of all, is that we're praying for you. And we are praying that you will make the right decisions, and we are praying that you'll use this information very wisely and to your benefit for a better quality of life, and hopefully this stuff doesn't happen, guys. But I don't think the indication is really good right now that it's happening. You know, I think the weight of evidence is that it's happening. And so you're not alone in seeing it, and if you're seeing it, in my opinion, it means that, you know, you're being given time to kind of think about what you got to do, and hopefully you make the best decision. God bless you all. Bye-bye.